Hey guys, it's Eric. I'm making a video today about Book of Shadows, or my Book of Shadows. If you followed my channel, you know that I've done so many different kinds of Books of Shadows, but none of them have ever moved past a certain point because either I lose interest, they fall apart. Usually those are the two. But I'm really excited that I've actually been able to move past that point. And if you followed this Instagram, or my Instagram, my current one, I should say, I put a lot of work into it. And so I'm really excited to share the progress with you. And I'm almost done with this, which is really, really nice. And I'm not sure if I'll do another one, but here is the Book of Shadows. All right, so this is my Book of Shadows, but number one, more important thing, my phrase or word of 2022 is follow through. So this should be with my fitness journey, with my YouTube channel, Book of Shadows, everything. I must follow through, and also be realistic, so I don't want to set myself up for failure. But this is my Book of Shadows, and this is the altar that matches, which is you see in my other video. I'm very, very excited. Same stencil I used for that. Very, very cool. Well, I guess we'll just dive in. I don't want to make this a super long video, but we will just see how it is, and I'll kind of just talk about it briefly. So the theme is black and white, and then it transitions into gold. I wanted to use mixed media, so some of it's my art, all my writing, and then I found images online that I liked and I printed them out to kind of give it that aesthetic. I really wanted to use old art that had some kind of magic meaning. And I believe this one's called Male Witch, and I think it's the only historic painting, I can't remember, I think it actually is just called Male Witch, of any kind of masculine interpretation of somebody called witch or magician or whatever in the occult that I was able to see that I really resonated with, that it wasn't very cheesy, warlocky. So I wanted that to be the main, the cover of it. And so I just have the Book of Shadows. So this incense sage, it's a clip art. So I found this, but I did the whole background and then the detail work of everything. And I just have a little book blessing, as all of them do. This is my artwork. So sometimes yes, it does look good. I could have done all my own art, but sometimes it saves time and I appreciate it. So this is just a poem that I wrote. Again, I added art that kind of just feels kind of my style and just goes with the book. So it's a great tip if you don't know how to fill a page. Do something like this. Find a piece of art that you like. You're not selling it, so you don't really need to let the person know, of whoever you're using the photograph. It's a collage work. This is my personal book. So I didn't feel like I needed to reach out to people and get permission to print out and put on my book. So, I don't know, to each their own. Look how, that's old. I look so young. But I wanted to use this because, and this one I have 8 Virtues of the Wise Counsel, which we go in, but I wanted to complete this book for the main reason of transitioning to my North, journey. And so it was my love letter to the gods and goddesses that I've worked with, and kind of parting ways for now, as well as parting ways with Silvermoon. This was my name for the entire, I think, magical journey as of this far, until I started to take on Lunar Wolf, which was my, I guess, adult version of Silvermoon. So I used a picture of myself, and there's a wolf in here that you can't really see on the camera, but again, it is just my way of kind of honoring the beginning of my spiritual practice, as these books should be, and then it progresses and develops into something different. So we'll kind of go through that. And then have some some artwork. The Sabat's page starts. And again, one of the main things I've hesitated is making mistakes, but you just have to roll with it and say use whiteout. No big deal. So this is the page for Yule, and I have a prayer for Odin. And I kind of wanted to just keep it very clean, very simple, not too overwhelming. And I did all my own artwork on this one as well, except for obviously that. And then we have in bulk. I didn't do this art. It's a clip-on, but you can't tell. It looks like my own art. That's my own art. I think that's it. And then these are my own art. So just kind of blends in. And then we have a prayer to Ganesha. And then we have Ostara with the goddess Oshun. Very beautiful. Here we have Beltane with the goddess Aphrodite. And so it's just kind of like, just things that make sense to me that I actually would like to reference. A little bit of folklore, different things I could do, baking ideas. I always like to bake, so I have different ideas of what, like what to bake. I think this one says cookies with flowers, egg custards, cheese dishes, a penis cake because we are in Beltane, cupcakes. So it gives me an idea of what to cook and bake. So that's fun. And here we have Letha with the god Apollo. So it's just kind of fun. This is Lammas with the goddess Kuan Yin. And my handwriting gets better as we progress. Here we have Mabon with the goddess or Mother Mary. And then here we have Samhain with the goddess Morgan. And again, these are my love letters, just to pay tribute to all these gods and goddesses that I've worked with since I was 13. Pretty much those journeys of trying to identify who they were and what their role is. And now with the Norse mythology, which we get to the very end of this book, you should see the progression. And then I just have entry for the moon and the stars, which is like astrology and stuff. So here I have the moon phases. And then I have a little bit of the magic days of the week. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we have zodiac magic. So just the sign and a little bit of what to pull in terms of energy-wise. And then these images I found pretty cool. These little astrology signs. And then I did the artwork up here to kind of balance it out. And then we have my natal chart. This is me, Eric Garcia. And this is when I was born, August 10th, 1985 at 11:35 a.m. in Los Angeles County. And then we have just some planetary things here. And I did use art that, well, it's for me. This book is for me. So I have the Leo, because I'm a Leo, and just some astrology stuff. And then we have magical herbs and other references. Again, my art, this is a clip art, but I kind of add my art with the clip art to kind of create something really pretty. And then here for the first couple pages are going to be different herbs and plants and their magical properties. I wanted to do like almost like a textbook kind of art. So this is my art, and I just kind of do like what the plant is, the seeds, and what it looks like. Just I thought it was kind of cool to add that. A little bit more. And I only use the plants that I have used and still use. I'm not adding things that I've never used before just for the sake of adding information. I do reference for the things that are attainable for me and where I currently live. So there's not that many. And then I have something called the Trio of Sorcery, which is about crystals. So I tend to work in threes, and usually I do the same with when it comes to crystals. So my main magical trio to work with crystals in terms of magic is amethyst, citrine, and clear quartz. And the trio of magnification is when I do internal stuff, so self magic, shadow magic, and that is black obsidian, rose quartz, and selenite. And then we have a little bit more, just a quick reference, guys, for crystals and gemstones that I own, which are right there. Just kind of a reference. Then I have some correspondence on colors. And then more on colors right here in terms of for like candle magic. A little thing here for the 7 chakras, just little blurbs. And then we have a little entry here on the elements. And then working with the elements, invoking the guardians, just kind of, I don't know, I like the way this page came out. These are art pieces that I found. I think this is an artist I found on Instagram. I just thought it was really cool to add them in here. Whatever inspires me. Here's a little entry on the runes as a quick reference guide. And then we go into the Wise Council of Gods and Goddesses. So these are the goddesses and gods that I worked with for a real long time. And again, it was my way of just honoring them and entering them in here on this book. So, and then they stick a little bit. But this is the page I made for Aphrodite. This is my artwork. Again, they're love letters, a thank you. I kind of sat with them for the week and just kind of did this page and allowed my inspiration to kind of just take me there and see what manifested. So here we have Aphrodite. Here we have the god Apollo. And I kind of try to keep it to theme. I'm trying to see if none of them are sticking though. Here we go. So here's the one I did for Kuan Yin. And then this is the one I did for the Morrigan. And this is the one I did for Odin. And this is Ganesha. And then we have the gorgeous Oshun. And then we have Mother Mary. And then we go into kind of just like the and or etc. stuff. So I just have a collection of spells, poems, recipes, and other magical musings. And this is where I'm allowed to kind of just be a little bit random, so you'll stick that. But a little chant for long hair as I'm growing out my hair. This is something I took from Tiptoe Chick on one of her videos. If you don't know Tiptoe Chick, she passed away a couple of years ago, but she was one of the original YouTube witches, and I absolutely adore her. In one of her videos, she would said, what I take, I freely give, and I absolutely love that. So this is just a little reference to Tiptoe Chick. Here we have something on chromancy. Here's a song for Odin. Here's a little information on Odin's familiars, which is Hugin and Munin, the ravens, and then the wolves, Gedi and Freki. Here is, so this I actually have tattooed in the back of my neck. It's the Alta Major chakra, and I put some information on that. And then I go into some artwork and poems that I've did. This one I did recently. So again, I just added some things that artwork that I like, and I made my own art and my own poem and writing. I am king. This is just for helping with my masculinity and my love for the masculinity, since I tend to work a lot with feminine energy. And this is something about the Lion Gate portal. And then just poem and artwork, find a a photo that I like and I add a poem to it. This is a poem I did to the goddess Hel and my artwork. And then this I did recently. I'm gonna do some writing with white gel. So I'm just gonna, I did some art, or I printed the pictures and added these clip arts and added little bubbles here. But it gives me kind of inspiration. So sometimes I'll do a page and then I'll wait till I get inspired to come back into it and add either a journal entry, whatever fits the theme of this. Since it's a little bit darker, it feels more like shadow work. So I could do a spell, or I could just a journal entry on something profound in my shadow work experience. I'll add it in here. And then they're kind of, that's as far as I've gotten. So I have that here, and then all these are just blank pages ready to be filled. And this I will tend to, I like to do artwork and just add different things, and I actually have a couple things already scheduled to be added. But my way of saying kind of goodbye, in a sense, to Eric Silvermoon is by entering some information on the Norse gods and embracing Eric Lunaruth, which is my, in my way, Nordic name, if that makes sense. But I wanted to do something with color, and I used gold to represent just something new, something different, since everything on here was dark and black and white. And now we go into just adding a little bit of color. And this just says Norse gods and runes. And we have Heimdall, the ravens. And then this is, I believe, I forget the name of the artwork, but it represents the, what do they call it? The Wild Hunt. That's what it is, and Odin and all the gods and goddesses. So we have start off with Frigg, and I painted all the pages gold, which, yes, it's very beautiful working with the color gold, but painting and then writing on top of it is very difficult. So do a test page and kind of see how it works out for you. But I just thought I love the way it came out. And so here's for the goddess Frigg. Here we have a page for the god Balder. Again, mistakes are going to be made. I put my sweaty palm here while I was doing some artwork and it smeared it. So, you know, you live and you learn. Here's for Balder. And then we have Freya. And what's nice is that I got to sit each week with that specific god and goddess, and I researched them, the folklore, stories, and then I sat down and did these pages just based on how I was feeling, what I've learned, and I kind of did this as a way to honor them through art and to have something very special for them that's unique. Here we have the god Thor. The thunder was kind of fun to draw. And then we have the goddess Hel. And then we have Loki. With this one is, I think, my favorite, just because I love the visuals of a snake. And I do love Loki. So this is really cool. And these are just images I found, but then I added things, like obviously I added the Loki horns to make it more like Loki. And then I drew the snake behind it, drew the snake here, just to kind of keep it in theme. And then here we have the god Tyr. And then, oh, maybe I should kind of show you, well, we'll see. I'll show you right now. The pages have like a nice little sheen to them. Here's a page I did for Vidar. And here is the page for Freyr. And I'll show you, like, they have a really pretty gold metallic sheen to them. So I really like that. So if I did decide to do a different book, it will be in color to kind of maybe represent more of my growth. But I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break. Here is the goddess Skadi. And I used a white glitter tape. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera, but. And then here we have Bragi. And then here we have Heimdall, or Heimdall. Here we have the goddess Idun. And then we have the god Njord. I don't know if Njord commands sea creatures, but when I think of Njord, I think of like Aquaman powers and magic, the ruler of the sea. So I just added these tentacles to kind of give it that kind of feel. And then that's it. And then I was going to do a different page here, but then I was like, no, I'll just have an extra one. And then that's the end of the book. And then I always have a test page of different pens. And then this is something else that I'm going to add in here. But that is pretty much it. So I have the gods and goddesses, and then stuff that I will be adding more to. But I'm very, very proud of it. It's very humbling, I think, to be able to have something to stick to, because I tend to not complete a lot of things. So this was a gift to myself to be able to complete something. So I hope you enjoyed that journey. I'm going to end the video here before it becomes too long. So it's already at 20-something minutes. So thank you guys. Thank you. Much love. Until the next video.